Good morning, everyone. Today's leetcode challenge, daily temperature, question number 739. Let's read the question statement. Given array of integer temperature represents the daily temperature. Return an array answer such that answer I is the number of days you have to wait after ith day to get a warmer temperature. If there is no future day for which this is possible, keep answer I equals to 0. Instead, well, should not be it should be equals to 0, I think. Okay, so basically what we have to do, we have to tell the number of days after which a temperature greater than the current temperature occurs. For this, like if we ask for 73, how many days we have to wait to get a temperature greater than 73? That is 70, it can be 74, so we have to wait only one day. That's why we see 1. After 74, 75 occurs just after one day, so that's why we see 1. But after 75, if we don't see a temperature greater than 75 until we reach 76, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4 days. That's why we see 4 here. Well, it looks like a typical stack question to me, in which we have to use stack here. So what are we basically going to do? I'll explain you here. So we are going to traverse this array from the end. Okay, while we have an empty array, or we can say whatever. So yeah, we will traverse from the end, and 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 we'll check if we have stack, if we have any element in our stack. And if we don't have any element in the stack, we'll simply enter 0 now, and enter 0 and append that element to the stack. Like for this case, 73 is into the stack. Now we 76, again we see if there is any element in the stack, and if it is greater than the current element, which is this in this case. So if it's not greater, we'll pop it out, and again we'll pop it out. So we just okay, so yeah, so we just popped out our element. So what do we have now? We have an empty stack. Now we have an empty stack, so again we don't see any element which is greater than our current element, so we you know uh, put a 0 at the place of this element. Okay, now we have and append 76 also along with its index. That's an important part. We have to attach the index as well. So what is the index? The index is 1 0 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, 5. Okay, now again we reach 70 69, and then we check the stack. If there is an element in the stack, we check if it's greater than our current element, which is 69. Oh sorry, which is 76, right? We are at this position right now. We are at this position. So yeah, it's 76, and 76, what is the index of 76? That is 5. And what's the index of our current element? That's 4. So we just write 5 minus 4, that is the index of the stack element minus the index of current element. That's going to be 1, and similarly we'll operate. Now let's jump to the code straight away. We'll declare, first off, I don't like this temperature because it's too long, so we'll just write a short form of it and we'll call it temp. Okay, just for convenience. And now stack, yeah, this is, we're declaring an empty stack here. And what do we need? We need n, which is going to be the length of temp, length of our array provided. Now what do we need? Yeah, we need an array answer that will store zeros. Now how many zeros it should have? It should have n zeros. Okay, now what do we need here? What? So now we need to traverse for I in range, that's going to be n minus 1 to minus 1. So yeah, we are traversing from n minus 1 to 0, so that's why we have written this for loop. Yeah, now what is our current element? So let's declare a current element. That's going to be temp of I. This is our current element. Now what do you have to check? We have to check if there is an element in our stack. So while stack, that means stack is there, and that means there are elements in our stack, and the element which is at the top of the stack is greater than our current element. So our element that is at the top of the stack, so stack -1, and the element's value is going to be stored in our, so, how are we storing here? I'll just to so you know that, just let you know that we are storing list of elements with the first index containing the value, like for this 73, and the next element is containing the index that's going to be n-1 for this case. I don't know what's the value of n, but hope you understand. So yeah, that's why we are comparing the 0th index here, because that contains the value. So if this is smaller than or equals to our current element, that is CT, then what we do, we just pop our stack, okay, and we do it until we find that our current element is smaller than the element which is at the top of the stack, or the stack is empty. So in that case, if our stack is not empty, that means we have an element which is greater than our current element. So what do we need to put? So answer I is going to be equals to stack, the top of the element is the element which is at the top of the stack, and the index of that element which is going to be at the first, at one index in the array, and minus I, we have to store this, and at the end we have to append the current element in our stack. So CT is appended in our stack. Okay, what do we need to return? Yeah, I think we're done here. Let's try to submit it. Okay, temp is not defined. Why does it shows? Because we forget to put in P. Okay, now let's see. Int object is not subscriptable. Yeah, so here we forgot to put the index, so we have to append the value plus the index here, right? Like this, we have to append this, right? So yeah, it's working properly for these 3 test cases. Let's try to submit it now. We have a successful submission, but we are not the fastest here, but we still managed to submit it successfully. Well, I have to do some research to get to the top. Okay, till then, thank you for watching.